For the maiden speech, Sadiq Al-Hassan.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I congratulate my honourable friends on their excellent and moving maiden speeches so far, who have set a high bar today and over the last few weeks. But they, as they say, save the best till almost last. I first want to thank the people of North Somerset for the trust they have placed in me, and I want to promise them that I will not for a moment stop fighting to fulfil the promises I made to them. As a pharmacist, I campaigned on a platform of rebuilding the NHS. Having worked in pharmacies across the area over the past 2 decades, I have seen the decline of community pharmacies in many towns across the country firsthand. That is why I was proud to see such a strong commitment from my right honourable friend the Chancellor in this budget to rebuilding our NHS, with the largest increase in funding since 2010 outside the pandemic. While no one on this side of the aisle doubts the enormity of the task ahead or the challenges that we may encounter along the way, the Chancellor has put us on a road to renewal with this budget, and I am sure many of my colleagues in the healthcare sector will be grateful to her for it. Madam Deputy Speaker, North Somerset is more than just where Somerset gives up and Bristol begins. We are the home of the first mass production of penicillin, one of the oldest cinemas in the UK, and perhaps our proudest achievement, the discovery of the Ribena blackcurrant. In the west of my constituency lies Portishead, known across the country for its beautiful marina and its lively fish and chips trade, which, rumour has it, stretches back all the way to the town's Roman founders. Next, I wish to pay tribute to Clevedon in the south of my constituency. As a pharmacist, I take great pride in telling the House that Clevedon has the distinct honour of being the site of the first large-scale production of penicillin, enabling its use as a vitally important medicine in World War II and undoubtedly saving countless lives. While the world of pharmacy has matured somewhat since then, Clevedon continues its proud pharmacological heritage with a number of truly outstanding local pharmacies that do the community proud, such as the Well Pharmacy, where I had the distinct honour of working not too long ago. Finally, by no means least of the major towns in North Somerset is, of course, Nailsea. A little known fact about Nailsea, Madam Deputy Speaker, it's so named because at one point it was an island. Somewhat surprising given how far inland it is. Leaving behind its ancient island status, Nailsea really began to boom in the 19th century when it became home to one of the largest glassworks in the country, relics of which are still treasured by collectors across the world. While all of those who've had the pleasure of visiting North Somerset agree it is a beautiful and blessed place, it is also an unequal place, with neighbourhoods in my constituency being among the most and least deprived areas of England. Among our countless idyllic villages is Long Ashton, the birthplace of Ribena, a drink much beloved across the country, not least by my children. Another of our gems is Pill, which, despite the name, isn't a pharmaceutical history. At one point, its history boasted 21 pubs in its small footprint, and to whom the Chancellor's cut on alcohol duty was no doubt celebrated last weekend. Finally, no tour of our green and pleasant land would be complete without, in my unbiased opinion, the greatest National Trust site, Tyntesfield. And that is really saying something, Madam Deputy Speaker. This beautiful Georgian house is a delight of all across the southwest. Madam Deputy Speaker, North Somerset boasts the unique honour of not only being home to one of the busiest airports in the country, but also a major port. These twin pillars of infrastructure in the southwest are the foundations of our local economy, and in recent years, Bristol Airport overtook Glasgow to become the 8th busiest airport in the UK. The Royal Portbury Dock is no slouch either, handling over 7 million tonnes of cargo a year, and I'm sure both have had a long and prosperous future ahead of them. I wish to pay tribute to my predecessor, Dr. Liam Fox. While I may not have shared his views on Europe, I know we were aligned in our mutually held passion for North Somerset, a constituency he represented for 32 years through 8 elections, a record many of us new to this House would no doubt be keen to replicate. One issue I know my predecessor was particularly proud of was his championing of Down syndrome, to which he shepherded a private member's bill through Parliament. And no maiden speech on North Somerset could be complete without speaking of Portishead railway line. First opened in 1867, this line proved a vital link connecting the people of North Somerset to Bristol and then on to the wider country. For nearly 25 years now, the campaign to reopen this line has raged fiercely in my constituency, and I want to reassure my constituents that I intend to fight tooth and nail to see this project across the line after decades of false starts. Madam Deputy Speaker, I first got into politics as a town councillor in Emerson's Green, only for my wife to shortly thereafter become a district councillor. Now that I'm an MP, I dread to think how she will one-up me this time. While I jest, Madam Deputy Speaker, in reality, during the long weeks of campaigning this summer, my dad, my wife and 2 children proved to be my bedrock, providing me with endless source of strength, and to them I am and will always be eternally grateful. I would like to thank the House for indulging me and the people of North Somerset for putting their trust in me. Every day I will come to this chamber and I will fight to put North Somerset on the map and deliver for all those who call this beautiful green pocket of England home.
Never underestimate one's wife. Greg Smith.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I congratulate the honourable member for North Somerset on a powerfully delivered maiden speech. Wish him well in this House and thank him for the kind words he gave to his predecessor, Dr. Liam Fox, who was a true champion of this House.